scholars.
Good morning, Miss Gail.
Today for our math mini lesson, we're going to be looking at an anchor chart. So anchor charts are used for us to remember information that we've learned in class and retain that information. Do you guys know what retain means? Thumbs up if you know what retain means, thumbs down if you don't know what retain means. So when you retain something, you keep that information. So when we think about the word retain, we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna bring them together to retain information. Can I see you guys do that? So we're gonna retain information. Let me see you guys retain information. Good job. So when we use our anchor charts, we're gonna do what? It's to help us do what? To remember information. Let me see you do remember information and retain information. So let me see you do it one more time. When we use anchor charts, it helps us to remember information that we've learned in class and do what? Retain information. So class, when we create an anchor chart, we're gonna create the anchor chart with a blank piece of chart paper. Now, as you can see, there are words on there, but the information that you're gonna bring is the part that's blank. Thumbs up if you guys are ready to get started. Awesome, let's go. So scholars, next we're gonna go ahead and transition to the carpet. I wanna remind you that when we transition, when I say 1, you guys are gonna stand up. When I say 2, you're gonna push your chairs under your desk. And when I say 3, you're gonna wait for me to tell you to go sit down. We ready? Thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, number 1. Number 2. This row, you guys can go and sit down. This row, you guys can go sit down. Great, now I want your tray right in front of you and your 10 frames on either side. Great job. So guys, as we continue our lesson today with our anchor chart, we're gonna review some of the learning that you've done already. You guys have been counting by 5s and by 10s and using the 5 frames and the 10 frames to decompose and compose numbers up to 120. So scholars, when we work with our anchor chart today, there are some things that we need to keep in mind. Some things that we need to remember. Everybody say remember. When we're creating our anchor chart. Our anchor chart is there for us to record information that we're learning. So if we're learning about 5s and 10s, we're gonna record that information that we're learning. And it's also there to give us a visual. Can I see everybody give me a visual? Let me see you give me a visual. Everybody say visual. A visual is so that, you can put your hands down. A visual is there so that you can see what we've learned. It's also there so that when you're working by yourself or you're working in a workstation, you can use the anchor chart to support your learning, because Ms. Gill may be working with a small group and she may not be able to come and help you, but you're gonna have the anchor chart there so that you're able to refer back to what we had learned. Okay, do we have any questions? You guys ready to go? Thumbs up if you're ready to move on. So the anchor chart that we're gonna use today is an anchor chart going over some of the information that you've learned in the past couple of days, which is learning about counting by 5s and 10s. Skip counting by 5s and 10s. On our anchor chart, we're gonna have a title, and the title for today is Counting by 5s and 10s. We're also gonna have some guiding questions. So these guiding questions help to guide your thinking and guide where you're going with the anchor chart. So for today we have, how can we count to, and then we're gonna have a number that's gonna go right here. we're also gonna have a sentence stem, and the sentence stem you're gonna use when you're talking to your partner or when you're talking to me and I ask you to answer me using the sentence stem. I'll ask you to answer saying, I can count to blank, and this number will be here by blank. Can you guys say that? Say, I can count to. Okay, all together. Are you ready? I can count to by, and that's where our numbers are gonna go. Okay? And then it says, let me show you. So you're gonna show me how to count to that number by either 5s or 10s. And then you have workspace down here. And this workspace is what you're gonna use to show your learning, to show what you counted by. So what I want you guys to do next is take your tray. I want you to take your 10 frames and your 5 frames, and I want you to place them right on the opposite sides of your tray. So take your 5 frames, I want you to put them on one side, take your 10 frames and stack them and put them on the other side. Great job. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Now when we use our 5 frames, raise your hand, give me a thumbs up. When we use our 5 frames, what are we counting by? Thumbs up if you have an answer. Thumbs up if you have an answer. When we use our 5 frames, what are we counting by? What are we counting by? Do you guys agree with that? Why do you agree?
They have 5.
Because what?
They have 5.
Because there's 5 in there. So when we count by 5s, let's count together. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so that's how we're counting when we count by 5s. Now, when we use our 10 frames right here, thumbs up if you know what we're counting by when we use our 10 frames. Wonderful one. Thumbs up if you agree with that. Why do you agree with that, Brianna? Because it's 10. This is a 10 frame and we're counting by 10. So when we count by 10s, I want you to count along with me. Are you ready? Good job. You guys are so smart. Let me go ahead and take these off, and then I'm gonna give you a number, and you guys are gonna show me with your 5 and 10 frames how to make that number. Thumbs up if you are ready. I'm waiting on 100%. Thumbs up if you're ready. There we go. So, let me move these back. How can we count to 40? And then you're gonna show me I can count to 40 by, you show me how to count to 40. So use either your 5 or 10 frames and show me how to count to 40. Make sure you work inside of your tray just like this. Look, make sure you work inside of your tray so I can see. This is your workspace so I can see exactly what you're working on. Just one, pick one. So show me how you counted that. And what did I tell you to count to? Great. So can I get a volunteer, thumb up, if you can come up here and show me using the sentence stem, I can count to 40 by, and then tell me if you used 10s or if you used 5s. Thumbs up if you can come and show me. jazz. Well, first let's use the sentence stem.
I can count to 45.
What did you use, tens or fives?
Tens.
Okay, and show me what you did. Show me what you did. And count when you go. Count as you go. Oh, look, down here is the tens. Thumbs up if you agree with that. So the next number we're gonna do is the number 45. So how can we count to 45? You're gonna use this stem when you talk to your shoulder partner, but I'll read it right now. I can count to 45, and the first time we're gonna do it, we're gonna count by fives. Now I want you to show me how to count to 45 by 5. So grab your fives. And in your workspace, I'm gonna come by and I'm gonna check out what you're doing. Go ahead and use your fives to count to 45. Can I hear you count out loud? How much is this? This is in one. How much is this? How much is 5 if we're counting by fives? 5, 10, 15, 20, more, 30. How much is it? Put it down. 35, 40. So can you count these out loud for me?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
What are you supposed to be counting to?
42, 45.
Okay, so what else do you need to add?
I need to add 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
You need one more? All right. Okay, guys, now that you have counted to 45 using your fives, I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor, but listen really quickly. When you turn and talk to your neighbor, you're gonna use this sentence stem. I can count to 45 by fives, and then you're gonna count to 45 using your fives, and then your partner's gonna do the same. Are you ready? Go ahead and turn and talk.
I can count to 45 by 5. Let me show you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
I can count to 45 by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
All right, guys, now that we're back together, we're gonna go over this anchor chart as a group, okay? I heard you guys, as you were turning and talking to your neighbor, I heard you guys counting together, but now we're gonna count as a group. So, how can we count to 45? I can count to 45 by fives. Let me show you. Can you guys count with me to 45? All right. 5, 10, 15, wait. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Great job. So when we go to our workstation, this anchor chart's gonna be there. And we're gonna have different numbers up there for you guys to practice with your partner this sentence stem, and you'll even be able to put the 5 and 10 frames up there yourself. You guys think you're ready for that? Thumbs up if you think you're ready for that. I think you're ready too. What I want you to do really quickly is take your 5 frames and put them on one side, your 10 frames, put them on the other. You're gonna have 5 seconds to do that. 5, 4, I see some of you guys working really fast. 3, 2, you're almost there. And 1. We almost got it. Next time we're gonna get it. All right, guys, now we're gonna go ahead and transition back into our lesson. We're gonna continue with our objective, which is skip counting by 5s and 10s to 120. Go ahead and grab your tray, and if you have on a purple shirt, go ahead, go back to your seat. All my purple shirts, go ahead, take your tray back to your seat. And if you have on an orange shirt, go ahead, go back to your seat.